Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, tech, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley.
Live. Wow. And Reatha said sometimes it's going to be hot and sometimes not. Well, believe me, this is hot. Things are really getting hot. Things are exciting. And guess what? August 26th. What day is it? It's Women's Equality Day today. How about that? Reatha's out filming. Congratulations, really. She's always busy doing shoots and running all over the place, doing the shows. The eZWay Broadcasting Network has been the talk of the town for years, and now has taken off to new levels. We're radio and TV. The eZWay shuttle's on its way, everyone. So it's definitely got its new channels and, the Wall of Fame and the funnel. And now we have our Super eZWay Gala, the event supporting the Chalk Children's Foundation. Sorry guys, the event was sold out pretty rapidly. And there's a big waiting list, but you can't hold off too long on something like this. It just goes by really fast. And we're talking about this is a gala. This is a first class dinner, and on and on and on. There's so much stuff going on. We got Frank Shankowitz and Sheldon Reynolds, Earth, Wind and Fire, Judge Joe Brown, James Dentley, Sharon Lecter, just to name a few. Kate Linder. Tim Brown, if you remember, Shea Vaughn, John Shin, Carmelita Pittman, Catherine and Bill Pacino, Brian Smith with Ugg Boots, and the list goes on and on and on. And, it's not easy putting these together, but Eric's been working on this, and he's excited about the eZWay Cares, and that's where we're at. We're starting out with the Chalk Children's Foundation. And, with that, the time goes by so fast. I'm really proud of what he's accomplished. And I just wish the clock had slowed down a little bit, because it is, an event comes up, and this is going to be August 30th, and it's just going to be moving. I'll tell you, we're going to be talking about it today anyway. My head's spinning. There's so much going on. But we're going to be talking about it. And with that, we're going to move into our hot topic time. How about that?
Ripped from the headlines, today's hot topic.
There's a big explosion out in Russia where Putin had his big rocket base out there, and he'd be testing a super missile that had its own nuclear motor on it. And it travel all over the place, but it's not going to happen. This thing blew up, and the engine blew up, and it's a big mess. And you got to be careful when you're building that kind of stuff. And we got our G7 summit, and the president said it went well, got a lot accomplished, and there's a lot of stuff, and we're going to be covering all that. Peter Fonda had passed away, which you all know, and we knew Peter. Eric introduced me to him at the event we had at the I think it was the home in Beverly Hills. We knew him, and I remember, the baby boomers would, Henry Fonda, goes way back to the 50s. But our prayers are with Peter and his family. Officials are investigating over 100 mystery lung cases linked to vaporing. And so check on the vapor stuff. And the Amazon fires, we're going to talk about that more next week and what it entails. You're talking about the greenhouse effect, and then that this, just in a brief, it produces oxygen and many more things. And the fire is, they call the Amazon forest the lungs of the world because it produces 20% of the oxygen. And these, we're going to go over that. We're going to have a special next week. I'm going to cover that and the importance of it and everything. But with that, I want to talk about the show a bit and what's going on. The eZWay Wall of Fame Awards Gala supporting Chalk Children's Foundation. And I'm going to bring on, if I can get him, I'm going to bring Eric on, see if he wants to jump on board and talk about it a little bit. The gala is a gala. We're talking about a first-class location, a first-class dinner. It's people are flying in from all over, and it's just exciting. You know, the excitement in the air. And people have come to me and said, you know, we had an event supporting the American Cancer Society in Anaheim, and people are coming and they're saying, you know, I've been to a lot of events. This is just, it's got good vibes. And that's what it is with the group that we put together over the years, the eZWay family. Just, who do we got on with us? Let's see. So,
Hey, what's up? What's up, Dad?
Hey, Eric. Welcome to the show, Radio Boomers Live. And I say it's like Eric's show, only in slow motion. But this event, Eric, it's not in slow motion. This is like we were talking about earlier. The shuttle has taken off, and here we are. So this must be pretty exciting for you because, like I was saying earlier, it's pretty exciting what you put together. I'm really proud of what you've done. And talk to us about, give us your input a little bit about what's going on. I mentioned some of the names of some of the people will be showing up, and it's first class. And
well, thank you. Yeah, I have to say I appreciate the sponsors. You know, Fitson Financial and the Gift Princess and IHP Global and our printing company AA Printing and New Life Clarity and you know I'm so happy for all the nominees. Shout outs to Josh Liske and Rick Ronquillo and Danielle and Evan Disney and Maurice and all the people watching right now and all the eZWay family. I mean, you know, Pasquale, Bedial, Christian Rosario, and all the people that support us, that pop on live, you know, each time. And you guys are going to see more and more. You know, we got so many exciting things happening, not only this event, but after the event. But, you know, going into the event, I just want to congratulate and say, you know, just good luck. And I mean, just to be nominated on this thing. And if you can't and if you didn't get a chance to get a ticket, we apologize. We didn't expect this to get sold out a month and a half beforehand, but you can watch the event live by going to eZWay.tv, and we have it now where it's actually going to pop up and say, hey, donate $1, watch live, and that supports the Chalk Children's Foundation, which we're proud to help, you know, terminally ill children and you know what the Children's Hospital of Orange County does. And basically, this is going to be, I mean, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this on stage. You can watch it live or whoever's going to be there and really give you guys the background of why we decided to do this. But just a small little piece, we decided to do this because of you guys, because of the eZWay family, because of all the support that we've been receiving. We wanted to give a chance to give back to the influencers, the eZWay family, the celebrities we deal with, and also be a way to help create boost and empower your legacy, you know, to be able to give that to somebody else in the eZWay family, you know. And so what's really cool about this, a lot of people don't know, is only the eZWay family is going to get a chance to win these awards. So the Sharon Lecter Award, the James Dentley Award, the Frank Shankwitz Award, the Dr. Dante Sears Award, the you know, we have some of the help build NBC Studios and ABC who does the engineer and production side of things, and you know, I mean, we have all these amazing influencers, the Kate Linder Award, and I mean, you guys have been watching, you guys have seen what we're doing. You know, we have all these amazing performers, the Teresa Ashby Award, and it's not just celebrities. It's actually, if you really look at what we're doing, it's different categories for different things to really help the eZWay family boost. You know, because there's going to be one lucky person, and we have the eZWay Family Award. You know, I mean, there's going to be one person that's going to win. And you know, like I said, we just really wanted to. It was my passion, my heart, to be able to give back to you guys on social media. You know what I mean? Like I can't begin to say how much I appreciate the eZWay family, because we are who we are now. We are where we are now because of you guys sharing, because of you guys getting involved, because of you guys coming to these events, because of you guys watching live. You know what I mean? And so we just wanted to have a physical way of every year thanking the eZWay family, and we just got really clever in how we did it. And so, guys, make sure if you're in New York, look for my billboard in Times Square. It's going to be put up, I think, tomorrow or the next day. You know, and then we have billboards thanks to World Prosperity Network all over the place right now, like 60-something billboards. Make sure you're watching this live, and I'll tell you what I'll do too. Anybody that shares this broadcast, I'm going to be creating a project that we're going to be announcing at the eZWay Awards, and I'll give you guys a little sneak peek right now. It has to do with power players. It has to do with the Laurel Langmeyers and the Sharon Lecters and the James Dentleys and the Jeff Spinards and the Frank Shankwitzes and the Brian Smiths, and you're going to see so many other big names, major influencers, major celebrities. You know, we just got Steve Resnick on board for our next event, September 21st, which is, you know, he was with Capitol Records, and he's got a whole music museum. He was one of our past honorees. You know, we got Sheldon Reynolds, who's performing at our event, and he's going to be involved performing on September 21st. We even got Gary Miller, and I know you guys know Gary Miller. Gary Miller is a platinum-level producer. He's produced everybody, and he's agreed to do an album, to do a record, you know, for the winner. You know, and so we're going to keep doing awesome opportunities like this. Sean D. Stewart, who's one of our nominees, doing a big event with Les Brown coming up on October 6th through the 8th. There's going to be nothing but opportunity happening. Guys, we got apps that's going to be coming out. You guys will be able to download, and you'll be able to just follow the movement, support the movement, be a part of the movement. You know, and it's going to be so cool to just be a part of this. You know, if you notice, we came up with a new show, and we put it out there, and we said, hey, guys, what do you want this show to be called? You know, we have a channel we're creating called the eZWay Fam Cam. So we just really want you to know, you know, it's not talk. We really appreciate those of you guys that are engaging and really getting involved. And if you didn't make it this year, you're definitely going to be able to make it next year, which will be that much bigger. And then the next year and the next year. This will be a continuing thing, you know, and you'll always be able to watch it on the mobile app. We got the eZWay TV app coming out, and I just, you know, from the bottom of my heart, guys, I want to say thank you. And Dad, I want to also say thank you to you. My dad just turned 70. Happy birthday to the dad. And to his eyes, I mean, he's on a day over 40, you know, but he's been there with me. He was there in the beginning when he was the father, the parent that believed in me and said, you know what, I'm going to believe in my son. Let him be an entrepreneur. I'm not going to force him to do the traditional blah, 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 9 to 5, go to college, do this, do that. Not that I didn't go to college, not that I didn't go to school. I didn't get an education. My dad made sure that was something that was in my life.
Those bases.
But I remember. You'll hear this in my book too. You'll hear this in my my new book coming out, The Influence Effect, on how a father supported his son to get to the empire that we are now today. And if you guys have supportive parents and you feel me, you know, post your comments, share this broadcast. Because honestly, Dad, I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. So I mean, you know, I love you with all my heart. My eZWay family knows that. But you were the reason that. Yeah, I mean, you were the original investor. You were the belief. You know, and then everybody else sees the father-son relationship, and I think that's a big differentiation. I can't talk. That's a difference.
That's a tricky one.
Between a lot of other events. And, hey, you brought me on at your own risk. I'm so excited right now. I told you not to bring me on. I'm going to take over the whole interview thing. But
a lot of excitement in the air. But I want to thank you for popping on, Eric, and sharing all that. And everybody's looking forward. They got their plane tickets and all that. And it's going to be Friday.
I mean, let me say that too. Shout out to the Hills Hotel who sponsored a lot of. I mean, they didn't sponsor, but they gave us a really good deal for. If anybody needs a hotel, let me know. We'll send you a link. We got a really good deal. Everybody's sleeping and staying at the Hills Hotel. And then Judge Joe Brown, we're flying him out. Frank Shankwitz has already booked his stuff. I mean, all the names that you guys see on this thing, they are going to be at this event, like 150%. And let me say one more thing. The press. The gold carpet on this, shout out to Kelly Bennett Unlimited PR. She did an amazing job. And actually, let me make sure I shout out my team as best as I can. And I want to make sure that this is acknowledged because, guys, I don't know if you produce events, but if you're in the producing events world, you know what I'm saying. You feel me when I say your result of your success is only as good as the team that you as a leader chose to surround yourself with to make some things happen. And honestly, I could not have done this event. I give so much credit to my team, more than you know. So I want to shout out a couple people that are on the event committee, that are on the team, that has really, 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 really been there and has busted their booty. They have busted their booty, like they've gone above and beyond. and kept me out of the hospital because, you know, it gets very stressful the closer that you get to these events. And, you know, if it hadn't been for my team, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I did just post a post on facebook.com/eZWay. And I want to shout out, I'm waiting for this to slowly load. We got a little bit slow server today. But I want to shout out, you know, my girlfriend, Dr. Dante Sears. You know, I want to shout out Sophia Alvarez especially. You know, Sophia is our events director. She's directing all of our events. She's kind of like the main go-to, you know, under me for these events. She's holding it down. She's taking care of it. She's going to the whole team. And I want to shout out Angelique Marie. Angelique Marie is so important to this. She's been doing so many things for the run of show. And guys, there's so much that goes into making sure the stage is right and what are you putting out there for the audience to enjoy themselves. What's the run of show? Is it going to flow right? You know, Patty Godfrey Sadler, who's doing my book, The Influence Effect. Denise, who's my president for eZWay Network TV, she's going to be holding it down for all the TV stuff. All you guys are going to want to talk to her. Kelly Bennett with the PR, Ben Unlimited PR. Jose Beltran doing all the production and handling the sound and the video. You know, putting up the red carpet. Aristotle, who's doing the fundraising and the auctioneer aspect of things. Danella McWilliams-Burnett, who's doing the sponsorships and the gift bags and all the advertising. David Andrews, who's handling all the money. Our CFO. Dad, you're you know, handling so much stuff with the tables and just keeping everybody happy and customer service.
It's funny how I say, hey, Eric, you want to pop on for a second? Now you have an idea. When you look at Eric's book, you'll see a tornado. And I just kind of opened the door and a tornado came in. And
it's so appropriate. Let me just get a couple more people that I'm going to get off. I know we're over time. So Fred Smith is another one, our president of the eZWay Business Division, and Ian and Saskia, they hold it down with the editing, and they're doing so much of an awesome job. Our mega, like, A-list level producer, Swad English, who's going to be shooting all this. Jeffrey Stansfield, who's going to be shooting this live. Robert Alexander, who's been holding it down with the graphics design. Karen Dabby, who sponsored and helped us with all the trophies and all that stuff. And our client, Gerald Kane, who brought Karen in. You know, and last but not least, you know, Allison Shreve, who's doing the funnel aspect of this. If you go to eZWayinfluencer.com, it's not finished yet, but she's holding it down to where this is simple for you guys to understand what you're going to get in return on this. I mean, honestly, I'm just touched from my heart that the team has gone above and beyond, and you guys are going to be blown away from this event. All right, I'm done, Dad. Show's back. It's yours. I'm gonna give you the mic.
Thank you, Eric, for popping on, and that's a big pop on there, but you kind of covered the bases, and yeah, we do appreciate the team. It's been amazing. But with that, I think we got to move on because the clock is ticking like crazy, and we got to go to a commercial. And then we're going to bring on our guest, Josh Liske. And
Boomers Forever Young is really making a name for themselves as an exciting nutritional company with products that really work. People from all over the country are starting to take notice. Their whole-person approach to health and wellness, combined with their unique array of powerful natural health products, are setting them apart from all the other companies in the nutrition industry. Their customers love the one-on-one free consultations and the results they experience. Sound a little too good to be true? Then go online to boomerboost.com today and sign up for a free consultation with a product specialist, or just give us a call at 1-800-861-4609. Again, that's boomerboost.com, or call 1-800-861-4609 to join the thousands already experiencing the benefits of Boomers Forever Young products.
Looking to grow and align your brand with celebrities and other established brands? Your brand is all about your entire customer experience. Everything from your logo, your website, your social media experiences, the way you answer the phone, to the way your customers experience your staff. So why not let us help you get your branding right from the start? At eZWay Promotions, we are a new class of professionals providing first-class online branding, promotion, social media, website development, editing, graphic design, public relations, media, SEO, and online advertising to give your business the competitive edge to stand out. Our highly experienced experts will not only help you increase your online presence, but also provide you with a proven online strategy to help you increase the value of your company and make acquiring new customers easier. So what are you waiting for? Contact us today and let us help you grow your business exponentially.
For more information, contact 424-209-9290 or visit eZWayPromotions.com. That's letter E, letter Z. We also encourage you to like our Facebook page at eZWay Promotions.
Yes, indeed, and I'll tell you, it is like spinning like a top. And our guest coming on today is a very special individual. And have you ever heard the term "the best of the best"? Or you come across the people, I made it in third place, and not bad, or I was in the top 10, or I was this or that. Well, nope, not in this case. In this case, we're talking about first place. This gentleman, John Liske, has come in first place. He's the founder of IHP Global Consulting Firm, and I'm going to let him tell you what that is because I love what that stands for. He's an author, and it just goes on and on and on. He's got the finding and climbing your ladder to success, and we talked about the ladders. And he's got championships, awards with sales, 175 reps, and 12 branch offices. He was number one. He was number one on and on and on. He's probably got a house full of trophies. With that, I'm going to bring him on because if we keep going on and on, I'm going to say, welcome, Josh, to the show. We got to go now. So, Josh, are you on with us?
I am. Can you hear me?
Josh Liske, we can hear you, and thanks for your patience. It's amazing. There's so much going on, and I was telling him a lot of stuff about you, and I couldn't even cover everything. But you're a traveling man. You've been all over the world, and your awards are just amazing. How do you keep your humility when you keep winding up number one on all these platforms? I mean,
well, that's great. For me and my wife Gina, we always, put God at the center of our business, the center of our marriage, and I think just being humble and praying and putting God first, it has really allowed us to climb the ladder of success, and really just looking forward to what the future has to bring.
And you have the right. We talked about ladders. There's that proverbial ladder to success that leads to, what some people would think is the big house and the nice car and so on and so forth. But we're talking about the ladder that leads to light. And IHP, Global Consulting Firm, tell the audience what IHP stands for, because I know and I love it.
Yeah, IHP stands for In His Presence, and that really came out of a dream and a prophecy, really, that, I was humble enough to get into direct sales at the age of 18, and by 2014, we were the number one distributorship in the world, over 1,500 offices in roughly 55 nations. And I got asked to speak on a platform in Hawaii with some big name speakers and to really write a book. And so I wrote a book shortly after that. And so then IHP was birthed shortly after that. So the whole thing of just getting into direct sales, starting at the bottom and building a distributorship with 12 branch offices and, like you said, 175 reps.
Wow. And now, so Josh, what do you think it was that gave you this motivation and the what you would need to shoot for the top? I mean, is this something that was just that you just had, or do you think you inherited it from your parents, or what gave you the drive to? Because a lot of people could, like my uncle, for instance, he was a sales rep for a company, and it was called World Book Encyclopedia, and he became the president of World Book and one of the founders of Childcraft, and that's a drive. So, what do you think gave you your drive to to accomplish so much here?
Well, I think everyone's gifted, and God gives us all our own gifts, and the Bible says that the gifts are irrevocable. And so for me, always being sports-minded and excelling in sports really helped me. And then when I got into direct sales, my father, Peter Liske, who's on the Deadliest Catch TV program, which is Alaska king crab fishing, was always my hero and mentor. And then I had mentors in the business. And then when I became a distributor, I really needed a mentor. So I found that mentor in the Christian church. And my wife prayed for a man of God to come into my life. And so Dr. Emmanuel Ziga of Grace for All Nations, and just my supervisor, Mark Bohopper, for many years. So I think being in a position where I was mentored for almost 2 decades, and now I have the chance to mentor over 75 offices in 11 states has really been the thing. And just staying humble and allowing myself to grow and know when you're green and growing or you're ripe and rotten. So always being athletic-minded and just staying green.
Yeah. And then over the years, you wind up, you have 12 branch offices and 175 reps in your business, and world sales champion. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Now, can you give, with what you have, we have to take advantage of this. A lot of people listening, what is it that you could give a couple little gems of advice to, get to the position that you wound up, what would you tell some of the people that are listening that could help them in achieving what you've achieved as far as, the awards and making it to the top like this?
That's a great question. I think the 3 C's are very important, which is competing, complacent, or complaining. And I found myself very rarely complaining and have stayed focused in a place where I was not complacent. So as long as you stay competing at every level and continue to grow, have written goals, and I think I've always worked harder on myself than I did the job. So I think it's very important that you're on a permanent program of self-improvement, and that's been one of my keys to success.
Wow, that's great. Now, what about picturing yourself succeeding? You ever, you hear the psychology of that where you envision yourself in a certain position. Did you ever read the books and get inspiration through some of this positive input that they have out there, visualization and programs like that?
Yes, actually early 2012 or maybe 2011, we were about $80,000 short in our business that we needed to generate in 2 weeks. And I had a pastor, my buddy, come in on January 2nd, and we did a vision board. And I believe in vision boards. And if it wasn't for that vision board, I wouldn't have had my first year that I broke through into Golden Circle. And then we achieved it 3 more times for a total of 4 years of Golden Circle. But even today, I have a vision board. And I share a lot of stuff publicly, but one thing I don't share is my vision board. But we spent, the current board I have now, we have a cork board. We cut pictures out. It probably took us, my wife and I, and a team of 2 of us from IHP, we probably spent 4 hours on it. So a vision board and having a written goal is so, so important.
Now, okay, we didn't talk about this. None of this was planned about your vision board or anything. But, you achieve a lot, and you won the awards. You wind up on number 1. That's what I want. I was just throwing it out there. So it turns out that is important. And you see yourself in a certain, at a certain level or whatever, and you just keep moving forward. So, author, any other books on the table? How much of Josh is going out there and being an author and a speaker? How does that?
Yeah, I do love speaking. Yeah, I love speaking. My book is called Up Yours, and the subtitle is Finding and Climbing Your Ladder of Success, which is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, a few other places. My daughter, who's 10 actually, has started her first book, and, she's been bugging me, but, with my schedule. But for sure, my daughter wants to be an author, and I see 70 or 80 books inside me over the course of the next 2 to 3 decades.
See, there you go. Yeah, we have a lot of people on the show, and we were talking. What was it about the aspect of first impressions people get with people, and the difference it makes in that entity dealing with you or your company with the first impression, and that's a big part of it. So you train and share this with the people that with all your reps and everything. Training sessions and so on and so forth. It's got to be kind of rewarding when you see not only what you're doing, but it's radiating out with other people. And it's making a difference, which is the ripple effect, right?
Oh, yeah, and I call that the power of duplication. That's in my book, where it was a great fulfillment to reach the number one level in the world. But even now, where I oversee 70 plus offices in 11 states, seeing young people like Caleb, who's 22 years old, he's in the top 15, if not top 20 in the world. And,
Wow.
Just 18 months ago, he started his distributorship here in Bloomington, Indiana. So pretty amazing to think. And I call that the power of duplication. And the more you can delegate, the higher you can go.
Okay, so if you could just name one or two key components into this kind of success, what do you think it would be? Is it positive imagery? Is it just having a positive attitude? Is it knowledge of your craft? What would you say? If people were
Well, I think for
the
I think for me as the mentor is really just seeing the person as they can be, not as they are, and for the person that's being coached is being coachable. So if you have someone that's extremely coachable, and then me as the leader, one thing we always say is thinking big is free. So just to think so big and to think as where they can be and where they're going, almost like you're going to frame it. And I speak to them as if, not as where they're at, but as if where they're going.
Oh, that's very interesting. Now, Josh, we have something coming up on the 30th, and you're going to be a part of that. And you've met Eric and his eZWay situation. What's your input on all this that's going on with Eric and eZWay, and what do you think of all this?
Oh, yeah, I just see eZWay and Eric Zuley as really the influencer of the 21st century. I really think, I know he's been around for a while, but I think this is going to catapult, the eZWay family and Eric to new heights. The Bible says we go from glory to glory. And in this case, we go from platform to platform. And I'm so thankful and humbled that, Eric has took me under his wing, and we have a lot of the same heart, and we just connect on a lot of levels. Ever since the first time I met him about 3 years ago at a Speak in Empire event in Southern California. So,
yeah. Well, I talked to your father, and we were really on the same page. It's like I've shared many times. You have to have hard work, determination, drive, and resilience. But without faith, morals, and ethics, it's a waste of time. And, a lot of people, they go on these different routes. But when you find out you don't need to get high, you don't need this, you don't need that, the biggest high is the natural high with your faith. And, boy, when you get into that category, it's a life changer. And I really appreciate you coming on, Josh, and I know you're a busy guy. Do you want to leave us with some final contact points here, or we'll be seeing you Friday? You'll be flying in, and do you have any way you want us to contact you, the listeners?
Yeah, we're on IHP Global, which is on Facebook, or IHPGlobalInc.com is actually our website. But main thing is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I really believe that, Eric Zuley and the entire family and then this gala will change many people's lives and the future. And so I'm really looking forward to the platform that you guys have created for people like myself and other people. And so I'm just really honored and humbled to say that I believe the sky's the limit, and Southern California hasn't seen nothing yet. So.
There you go. Yeah, the sky is the limit, and it's all exciting. It's a new age, Josh. It's a new age. It's different than it was back in the '60s, which I would say no, I don't think you'd remember that, but it's a transition period, and I've said it's like Eric's become the portal between radio, television, and online media, and for you guys at this generation, it's such a transition because if you don't keep up, you go the ways of like Blockbuster and a lot of these large entities that are just closing down because times are changing big time, and it's exciting, and you really have to keep up. Well, Josh, I appreciate you coming on, and looking forward to having you on again, because you're basically an inspiration for. There's so many people, working their way up the ladder and building the business, and you're there. So I appreciate you coming on, and we'll be seeing you Thursday or Friday. We'll be seeing you Friday for sure. And
well, thank you, Mr. Zuley, and I appreciate the time.
Oh, really appreciate it. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you
and
so much,
so guys. So you see, that's what I was trying to share with you is you've heard the term best of the best. Well, you just talked to the guy who's on the top, and he made it to the top. And with that, we're going to move into a commercial and then Carmelita's Corner. And Carmelita's Corner should be coming around the corner. And until we have Carmelita's Corner, no, we're going to go into commercial. And like I say,
Boomers Forever Young is really making a name for themselves as an exciting nutritional company with products that really work. People from all over the country are starting to take notice. Their whole person approach to health and wellness, combined with their unique array of powerful natural health products, are setting them apart from all the other companies in the nutrition industry. Their customers love the one-on-one free consultations and the results they experience. Sound a little too good to be true? Then go online to boomerboost.com today and sign up for a free consultation with a product specialist, or just give us a call at 1-800-861-4609. Again, that's boomerboost.com, or call 1-800-861-4609 to join the thousands already experiencing the benefits of Boomers Forever Young products.
You are about to experience Carmelita's Corner. Carmelita's song Rosebud made it to the top 40s with the godfather of soul, James Brown. She's the founder of the Rose Breast Cancer Society. Now here's your host, Carmelita Pittman.
Here we go again. One more time around the mulberry bush. Anyway, I'm a happy camper because I've got a great guest coming on, and he's part of my world. I call him Two-Drum Jimmie because of his invention. Good morning, Jimmie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yes, we can. Yes, we will. Yes, we do. Anyway, we have a lot going on. I met you because of my love of music and being around musicians, and you're one of the top percussionists in the business. I just want to let people know that. And also, the reason why I call you Two-Drum Jimmie is because of your invention. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, this two-headed drum that I invented, I had a dream one morning, and I seen this weird drum appear in my dream, and I looked down, and I said, well, what kind of weird drum is this? Strange. It looks nice. It's a two-headed conga drum that I see in my dream as a 10-inch and 11-inch. So I made myself jump out of my dream. That was strange. That's kind of hard to do, but I did it. And I jumped up, and I was still half asleep. I was staggering. Everybody thought I was having a heart attack, something. I was tearing stuff down. And where's a pencil and paper at? So I grabbed a pencil and paper, and I drew the drum out back in 2008, and I did not let anyone know about it until 2009. I called a lot of drum companies, and they said there's no such thing as a two-headed conga drum. I said, well, you talk to the man upstairs. He's the one that gave it to me, so I go with his beliefs and stuff, what he gave me. So I took it to Dan Rice at the Motherland's Music. He said, wow, where you get the strange drum from? It looked like a woman torso upside down, and how you think it's going to sound? I said, I heard it already. I heard it in my dream. The guy gave me the vision and gave me the sound. I'm the only one that heard it. Can you make it for me? He said, yes. So he sent it to Ghana, Africa. And Ghana said, yeah, we can do it for him. Asked that guy, where you get that strange drum from? It looks very strange, but we can carve it. They carved it out of one log, huge log, epa wood they call it in Africa. And I asked them to make sure you send me photos of the process of each time that you carve it. They did, and it came to the world that there it is. And they sent it back to Dan Rice office here, a shop. And they did it. They put it together, and they had two shells sitting on the cabinet there, the shelf there, and the work shelf I meant. And Ben Vereen was there, and he looked at it. He said, "Wow, what is this?" I said, "This is a drum." He said, "No, it looks like a woman's body upside down." I said, "No, it's not that. It's kind of sexy looking, but it's going to sound great." So he put it together, and he put it together real good. And then I gave a press conference there at Motherland's Music, and many people from around the world was there, and that's when I got some commendations from the State Assembly. And Celeste King, the fourth, he came there and he spoke a little bit, and he brought some people from UCLA, unusual drum classes there, and they didn't believe it was a two-headed drum. So it was created on Earth through Dan Rice.
Wow, what a journey. And tell them about the fact that it is also featured in, is it Washington, in the special collection?
Yeah, Smithsonian Institute, but I pulled it out because they wanted to throw it in the closet somewhere, and I said, no. I just sent it back to me, and they did. So from there, I just been playing the drum with different band members and around in town, and I got about 9 or 6 accommodations on it. When President Obama was in office, I sent a copy to him. He said, "Wow, that's a great drum, but I'm getting ready to go to office, so I can't help you with anything to promote anything." So I been going through there, and it's copywritten, patent, and I have a mural painted on Celeste King, the third wall at his Belmont office on King and Dinker right there. And I just got November the 29th, 2018, I received a certificate of recognition from the City of Los Angeles, from Mayor Garcetti office, and a vintage, they look at it as a vintage mural, art mural, and the Department of Culture Affair is registered with the city right now. Right there at 1528 West Martin Luther King Boulevard in Dinker, if anyone want to go by and look at the mural. And it's a real drum. A lot of people look at the mural and say, "Is that a real drum?" I said, "Yes, it's a real drum." So I dedicated that mural to Celeste King for all the work he's been doing in the community, and Larry Grant and Eddie Orr. He's the one that painted. I designed it and put it together, and rest his soul, he's gone back to heaven again, but he painted it before he left. He said, "I'm going to paint this mural on this drum, and you call yourself Two Drum Jimmie. I don't care what anybody says. You use that name." And that's what I use now for my website now.
Oh, I thought I was the first one to call you Two Drum Jimmie.
It was Eddie Orr.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He said that have everybody to call you that because this drum is unusual, and I had many write-ups on it from the LA Central paper, the Watch Times, the Indian Voices, and I have a CD out on the drum with Robert Fairchild's new foundation production, Seeing My Vision, and he helped me out 100%. I mean, this guy is a God-sent guy. He's very nice. He's seen the drum. He said, "We're going in the studio. We're going to lay these tracks, and we're going to make this sound happen." And we did. We put a CD out, and it's called Wakanda, Amazing Love by Robert Fairchild and the new foundation production. I mean, this guy really believed in me, and he put money into it. I appreciate him. I take my hat off to him and praise him that he was the only one really that wanted to put a CD out. But I went to a lot of drum companies. They still don't believe it. They said it might cost too much, or a lot of times they'll say that it might be offended by other conga players because they were in the companies because they want to make money on two drums instead of one drum instead of two drums. So
well, it's an amazing story, and I've had the pleasure of having you back me up on many of our sets together, and we're getting ready to do more stuff coming up, and I know it's a little bit ahead of time, but December the 12th we'll be back at the Gardenia, and I'm looking forward to doing a jazzy Christmas. So anyway, I want to thank you before we go off the air here. Can you mention some of the great names that you have worked with? You mentioned one when we were talking earlier. How did you come to be associated with Dionne Warwick?
With Kevin Sasaki. He's a PR person for Dionne Warwick, and I met Kevin through R.G. Franklin, the Franklin Agency. I've been working with her as a cameraman, and we've been working with Frank Sinatra Jr. We shot some video for him, feature film, and Sid Milton, Ray Bradbury. Oh God, you can go on with it. But before I played percussions, I was a trap set player back at Reed's Music Store back in 1992, and I was teaching classes there. So I was working with a lot of bands back there, with Tommy Strode from Lou Rawls' band, Johnny Miller from Nat King Cole Tree. I mean, I was a young guy playing with these guys, and, I was playing so good. They said, hey, you've been doing some pretty heavy stuff in your life. And Albert Collins, the famous blues guitarist, I did some rehearsals with him back in the days. So I did a lot of stuff with a lot of people back there, with many people.
It sounds like you've got a book in you, Jimmie.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm keeping one eye on the clock here, and I think that it's our time to hit the road. So thanks again for coming on, and we've got a lot to look forward. And I want to thank you for all the support that you've given to me. I mean, it's really been great.
Well, thank you. You're like an angel. You're a very down-to-earth person that no one cannot beat. The heart that you have. No way.
Well,
that's what I love. Okay. All right.
Carmelita's Corner. Well, I'm telling you, Carmelita has some interesting guests, to say the least. And I don't want to interrupt her show, but there's sometimes I really feel like popping on because I'll hear somebody's, they're calling in from Chicago or something. And it's kind of a who's who that Carmelita has on her guest list, because I think I'm hearing, an interesting individual, and all of a sudden somebody else comes on the following week, and like today, boy, these are people that have been around and they know the business, and they have definitely proven themselves. So I'll tell you, it's all exciting. There's different avenues of business you can go in, and I've been in business for a long time. I've built some businesses. I played the real estate game, and I came out to a little conclusion. I should actually write a book about my real estate experiences. And what the conclusion I came to is, if you want to make money in real estate, follow what I do and do the opposite, and you'll be fine. You'll be successful in real estate. Because, I seem to find the places where the big hurricanes hit, and I know when to buy. I buy right before a big recession. That way you lose everything. But you got to watch. It's the bottom line is, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And with that, I'm going to bring out somebody that's going to be a very interesting guest for us, because this young lady goes back in the days when Eric and his eZWay, and I had the little camera, and we were just going all over the place. And Kenya Lucas is our guest. Kenya, on with us? She is a lady that's been around the block. She's a songwriter, and she's going to be on a show as a judge on a Golden Stage. She's with Dash Radio, and she's number 6 on the charts. Oh, let me catch my breath. Kenya, you on with us?
I am. Can you hear me?
There she is. Hey, Kenya, how's it going? Welcome to Radio Boomers Live.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And do I feel silly talking to Kenya right now, because I was on with her briefly this morning a little bit, and it didn't even dawn on me who I'm talking to. Somebody that I was shoulder to shoulder with 100 years ago. What the heck?
It's been a lot of time. We spent a lot of time together.
You got to shake me sometimes, I don't know. But anyway.
Oh, no. I'm back.
Congratulations. I'm back. You are moving right along. I mean, number 6
Thank
on
you.
the charts, and Dash Radio. And like I say, when I talk to you, you literally have to catch your breath, because there's it's exciting. Your career has been exciting, and you're so successful, and you are resilient. You just keep going on and on. And it's like,
Thank you.
Let's jump onto this a little bit. We're talking about going back with the eZWay.
Yeah.
Back to the Akon days, right? When,
yes. The Akon days, man. I mean, I cannot believe so much time has gone by. I think I met you guys. It's been over 10 years, I think, at this point, or about 10 years.
More than that, going back to
a little
Akon,
more than that,
yeah.
right? Gosh, I know, it's crazy. Probably 2008, 2007, 2008, around there somewhere. But at that time, I was primarily a songwriter and working in management, in producer management, and I was working with the artist Detail, and that's how I met
That's right.
eZWay was coming in. Yes, eZWay was coming in, and he was doing all of our footage in the studio, and Akon came into the situation, and we ended up doing some songwriting and some great music for him. I believe it was like 5 or 6 songs on that actual album he released that year that we were behind. And I must give it to Eric, man. Without him, I mean, he created a lot of the visuals and content, which at that time wasn't as popular. Like now, I mean, it's all about the internet, social media, and you guys were ahead of the curve, So you were definitely instrumental.
That's exactly, you just hit the nail on the head, and I've heard that so many times.
It's true.
He's not cutting edge, he's beyond cutting edge. He's on another planet waiting for everybody to catch up.
It's true. It's true because
it's mind-blowing. Yeah.
Yeah, truly is. We wouldn't have had those moments and that footage to even capture those memories of that time if it wasn't for you guys, I know you have some great footage in the archives with us and Akon.
I got to show you
all those studio sessions.
Exactly. Yeah, I got to show you the bags and boxes I have of those little tapes that you used to put in the camera. I mean, literally hundreds of them. Big bags full of it. I would just like to pull a few out and we could look through some of them,
Yeah,
I mean,
because you were constantly filming, and it was such a busy time, we were always on the move, and, man, I'd love to see that footage.
Remember? WTV.
Yeah.
What you need.
Yes.
I can't remember all
song, everything. I know. It's amazing. Ahead of your time.
Eric was hammering away with building a studio out here, and he used to make the beats, and he was a freestyler, if you remember, on some of the carpets.
Yep.
He was pretty good at the freestyling. And he said that actually helped him orchestrate some of the technologies in his brain he was doing, because it helped him think ahead. Because, these people that do freestyling, that is not easy. If you think it's easy, try it. Where you don't memorize a freestyle routine like some do. You're doing it from right there. The people that are sitting there, and
that's
you're looking
real freestyle.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
That's
It's
not easy stuff. But I actually made a custom plate for Akon. You remember that little chain that you wear around your neck, and it had with the 2 fists? I made a couple custom plates. I cut them out of steel that go on the back of the 2 fists, and so it was a little stronger. It was a little heavier, but I should have showed it to Akon when I was down there. We were at some event, and but it's amazing. Do you remember? It was back about 12, 13 years ago. I said to you, Kenya, do you want to be on the Radio Boomers Live in about 12 years? And you said, oh yeah, that sounds good.
Look, here we are.
Here we are.
Anything that you're doing, I will be supporting. You already know that. So, because you
gave
so much support at that time. We didn't even know what we were doing. We were just doing it. It's like everything was moving so fast. Everything was just happening. And you were right there. And, the backbone.
And you've seen the changes. I mean, times are changing big time, and this is like historic. You're looking at places. We have a big shopping center out here, and this is a busy. This one section's busy area, a lot of people, retirement homes, and yet you would think it's the best, and yet it's closing down because they have a lot of the big stores that are just going out. These big places, Macy's, Sears, and the people of the millennials, they don't realize what's going on because they take it for granted. But
it's true.
We realize that this is a major transition period,
Yeah,
and
it's the internet. Everyone's shopping online. Everything's being delivered. There's people don't even leave their houses unless it's like a dire emergency. It's unbelievable.
But
it's changed the whole social landscape.
Exactly, and you know what? I didn't believe it all. I thought, I'm going to go to the store, but it came to where I was in the Army. I was a military police in the Army, and I have a hat I wear sometimes as a military police and so on. And I lost my hat, and I thought, I got to find. So I go down to the VA, and they have a bunch of hats, but they didn't have the one I wanted. So I came home, and just for the heck of it, I thought, well, I'm going to see what this is about. And I went on, and I found the hat, the exact hat. And I ordered it, and it was the next day I was at the door. I'm thinking, hey, this stuff works. And
it's
I did the same
convenient, I
with
tell
the
you.
lawnmower. It's just poof. So you could see why people get into that. And what does that do? Well, the stores, it's going to, unless they get on board and have their own online stuff, it's going to, they're going to be goodbye, time to go.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it happen in so many industries. I mean, look at Blockbuster. We used to go to Blockbuster to rent videos, right? That doesn't exist anymore.
That's right.
Now everything is online,
Yeah. So you're going to be you're going to be a judge for the Golden Stage, right?
Yes, I am. I'm so excited.
So tell us
Next
a little
month,
bit about
September
the Golden Stage. Not bad. September 21st.
Well, I will be a judge judging new talent. We're going to have some new people are going to be coming in and performing and sharing their art and their gifts that they have, and we're going to be judging and giving some wonderful prizes. There'll be some great people in the house, executives and A&Rs and all types of people that are going to be there to, share some knowledge, and give some support to these new artists,
Kenya, this is like this field, and I told Eric, follow your dreams. You want to be an architect, you want to be an attorney, you want to be whatever, and follow your dreams. And he had this energy, and I remember he was like 3 or 4. I got him all these computers. I got some nice computers because I knew if you got it with everything that it has, he could grow into it. And then as the years went on, older kids had come over when he was in grade school. They'd come over from high school to work with some of these programming and everything. He's ahead of the curve. And but you picked the field that you picked. And what is it that drew you to? Do you just like being out there? I mean, why did you stick to the field? You could have been anybody with the brains that you have, the talents and the skills. What made you go to your path that you have?
I think it's really just kind of ingrained in me. My parents owned a nightclub when I was younger, growing up. I was actually almost born on the dance floor. My mom went to labor on the dance floor in a little club in New York City. My dad was a DJ. My mom is a singer and a tambourine player. So I've always just had that element growing up. And growing up in New York City, you're just surrounded by culture and music of all types of people, from all over the world. So it's like, it's exciting. And it's like, and like you said, it's like I do love being out. I love the nightlife. I love, just even in the daytime. But, nighttime is when it's happening. And it's like you want to hear the music, the different DJs, the different people come out. It's about fashion. It's so many elements that come into entertainment. It's not just music. Like I said, it's fashion, it's sports, everything, what I'm saying, is combined. It's like that's what fascinates me the most. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And that's how, if it wasn't for entertainment, I wouldn't really get to meet people because it's like I'm an artist. So it's like my life is built around creating music and sound and visuals based on what I see out in the world. So I have to have things exciting to me that ignite my interest,
Exactly.
So
that's the word I was going to use. There is an excitement in this business. Because you go through a lot, and you meet a lot of people, and you have to wade through the waters because some maybe not the kind of people you want to stick with, but when the smoke clears, there's some good people, and then you have some friends. You develop a friendship over the years, and that's what it's all about. And but it is kind of fun. You go to different events, and you're meeting different people, and you get to different levels. And I was on a plane with Sam Childers with the Machine Gun Preacher, that movie they did. Yeah, he had an event in New York, Philadelphia, and he said he needed a celebrity, so he called Eric. And Eric got somebody go down there, Pamela Hasselhoff, and we went down there. And when we were at the airport, the group we were with, it stands out a little bit because you got. Sometimes they dress a little bit more on the entertainment side, and there were the model clothing and that, the fashion stuff. And somebody came over to me, and they knew it was Pamela, and you could tell. And he was 55, 60 years old. You could tell he got he said, I really got to get a kick out of this life. I wish I would have got into that more. And,
right.
It is a different life, and it's exciting. But, wow, here we are, like we were talking about before. The time goes so fast, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at this event and everything. Are you going to be there on the 30th?
I will probably come to do the carpet on the 30th,
okay.
Depending, because I came into it a little bit late, so they're going to have to probably get some special seating for me because the event has been sold out. The event, I don't do any more tickets to the event. Yeah.
Yeah, 250 seats. And when we're talking about sold out, you're talking about the lady that's putting this together, Sophia Alvarez, with the coordinating seats. She is pulling hair out of her head because let me make this very clear. There is nowhere to sit down. There is nowhere to stand.
Right.
But
right, exactly.
We're doing everything we can to accommodate, but people didn't realize it was going to turn out like this. But they kind of did, because a lot of the people knew Eric puts on first-class events. When he says people are going to show up, they show up. It's not like a lot you go to, well, you said all these people, yeah.
Yeah, top-notch people, top-notch media coverage. Everything is happening when Eric is in charge, so people have to get on the ball, So I was a little bit late. I was a little bit late to the party, so I got to do the red carpet and bring a camping chair and just, pray for the best.
Hey, wait until you see next year. It's going to be good. Well, I appreciate you coming on because I know you're busy late. It was fun. We got a lot of stuff we got to talk. There's so much in between. So much stuff went on back then with, hey, you want to do a shout-out for WTV? He built that up to, he just put that together himself. What you need. 14 million viewers. It's wow.
Amazing. Amazing.
And then you have those relationships like you and Akon and all those people and the great memories. That's fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, like I said,
it's just great to see it still come together.
Oh yeah.
I know. So much history, and and the great thing is we've all evolved, to the next levels of our life, and doing things we love passionately, and it's great.
Tell me about
evolving.
I evolved to 70. How'd that happen? It's like
what?
Where'd that come?
No way.
Yeah, it's like what the heck? I'm not 70. It just doesn't sink in my brain.
I'm still 22.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know.
Well, okay, I was putting it together. I thought you'd be 23 by now, somewhere around there. But
next year, yeah, you're pretty close.
Well, thank you for coming on, Kenya, and
thank you for having me.
We're looking forward to seeing you. This is going to be exciting.
The
golden stage. So we'll be talking to you then, and let's keep in touch a little bit more. Not every 10 years.
All right. I know, right?
All right,
we'll be in touch sooner than you think.
Well, guys, that was Kenya Lucas, and number 6 on the charts, Dash Radio, and she'll be judged on the golden stage. And with that, it's been an exciting show. This is exciting, like I was saying, with all the stuff Eric's put together. And now we're going to go in our segment of baby boomer benefits, which is really hitting a home run with Jerry Kane, and Jerry has the kind of information where you have to sit down. Well, I say pencil and paper and get ready to write it, but you guys just push buttons and record it and everything. But he is an author, and he is an expert in the field of the benefits that veterans and baby boomers can get. And with that, Jerry, you on with us? Okay. All right. Do we have you on, Jerry?
Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
There he is. Hi, Jerry. Thanks for your patience here. Running a few minutes behind, but we're trying to keep on track. And I'll tell you, I was just giving you a little introduction, and it's so important what you do, and so many of us appreciate it. All we got to do is get the motors running and follow through, and not lose out on all these benefits. So I'm going to turn the show over to you. I'll be riding along with you here, and let's talk about some benefits.
Oh, sure, Jim. And feel free to jump in if you have questions about anything I'm talking about today. So today, this is baby boomer benefits, and it's all about benefits. And we've been talking about in previous shows about how to qualify for veterans benefits. We've probably hinted a little bit about how to qualify for Medi-Cal as well. So, as a quick review, I want to just talk briefly about what this particular VA benefit is that we are talking about. And then, we can go into a little bit more depth about some of the planning techniques and strategies. And really what I want to emphasize is that the sooner you start to put a action plan in place, the sooner that you can qualify. So it's like anything. You want to plan now, plan often, and plan as things change throughout lifetime. So what we're actually talking about. Go ahead, Jim.
And what you just said, it's so important because you hear about something Jerry might be saying, and you go out and you do your business, and three years goes by, and you go, oh, geez, I remember I heard that on Jerry's show. See, if you would have did something 3 years ago, you'd already be set up because sometimes it takes a while to get into a program, and you're missing out on those benefits for 3 or 5 years or longer. I don't even want to say. It's so true,
absolutely.
Right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And does anybody out there know how much money they're actually missing out on? It's actually $2,000 a month in tax-free benefits that you could be receiving.
Yeah.
So, yes.
It's true.
Yes. That's a lot of money. That's over $24,000 a year. And if you look at it that it's tax-free, depending upon how you look at things, that could be $35,000 a year. Who couldn't use an extra $35,000 a year in income?
Jerry,
I think everybody could.
It's that, and, you're talking about a lot of money. And it's the same with a mortgage. Oh, let's get a 30-year mortgage. We'll save a couple $100 with the 30-year. But if you just put forth a little bit of effort and knock that down to maybe a 20 or even a 15, you're talking about saving $150,000, $200,000, and you just save 15 years off your life of worrying about a mortgage payment, and yet people stick with the 30-year. I'm guilty.
Well, Jim, I'll actually tell you that paying off your mortgage for most people is a bad idea. I know we're getting off subject here. We're getting off subject a little bit, but think about it. Most people think, okay, when I retire, I don't want to have a mortgage payment, right? That's what you're thinking. That sounds like a good plan. Why do I want to worry about a mortgage?
So are you getting that means no more tax write-off, right?
That's it, right? You don't have the write-off. And for a lot of people, that tax deduction can be one of the largest write-offs that's available to them. So without that tax write-off, and again, if you're talking about, you got to look at a couple things. One is, you may be retiring 10, 20, 30 years from now, whatever it is. Maybe it's 50 years from now. If you think taxes are going to be higher in the future than they are now, then not only are you going to be paying a higher tax rate, but you're not going to have any deductions. So all this planning that you've done, all this insight that you've done to try to figure out what financial number do I need to get to achieve 90% of my income in retirement, which is what we actually ask you to do, is sit down, figure out what level of income do you need to get to 90% of retirement. Those plans, may not work out very well if you're in a higher tax bracket and you don't have tax write-offs.
Let me throw this at you real quick. Do you think that may be why you see these little pop-ups? The government has a great plan for you. Pay off your mortgage in 15 years. They're doing that on purpose, so you do pay it off, and then you pay higher taxes. You think that could be a, reason for that?
I don't know if there's a conspiracy there, Jim, but
right. I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to leave you alone. I'll let you go on.
No, this is a very interesting topic, and I think we'll dive into that more on future shows, talking about what you should and shouldn't be doing as part of your overall strategy. But remember, not one size doesn't fit all. So the most important thing to do is come in, sit down. There's no charge to review your existing retirement planning. What is your existing financial plan? And even if you think you've got a plan in place or you like who you're working with, it doesn't hurt to get another second expert opinion. So come in, and we will take a look at that for you as well. And as an estate planning attorney and a financial expert, and also a financial I'm licensed as well, I'm able to take a much more broader overall holistic picture. So getting back to VA benefits, it's $2,000 a month. The basic rules are you had to have served 90 days continuously during a wartime period. So that's World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and even Gulf War, which is a declared war that's been declared and never undeclared. So even those individuals one day will qualify. Generally, veterans have to be over 65. However, surviving spouses could be any age. It doesn't matter how old they are, the surviving spouses. But surviving spouses, we won't go into all the rules, but suffice it to say you have to at least be married 1 year to the veteran and not have remarried after the veteran passes away. Otherwise, that cuts off your rights to any benefits. But we'll talk more about the rules about surviving spouses on another show. And actually, we do presentations on this from time to time. The rules are quite elaborate and quite tricky, and it takes at least 45 minutes just to understand the basic rules and how they all fit together. You do have to have been better than dishonorably discharged, so that's anti-rating. That can be honorable. Could even be general discharge, or discharge for bad conduct. In some cases, we might be able to get you to qualify. Just so anything other than honorable is the way it's specified in the code and the regs. So there actually is 3 levels of pension: basic, housebound, and aid and attendance. And to qualify for the highest level, aid and attendance, you just have to need some help with activities of daily living, like dressing, bathing, getting out of bed, getting out of a chair, kind of like long-term care and long-term care insurance, which is another topic we can delve into on another show, all about long-term care and long-term care insurance. And so I won't go into all the rules, but suffice it to say there are a lot of rules. But there are, for a lot of people, there are certain asset and certain income limitations. And this is why we tell you to come in today. Don't wait. And sit down and let's take a look at where you're at, see if you can qualify for these benefits now. And if you can't qualify for these benefits now, then we want to look at what can we do. Maybe we can move assets into a special kind of trust, which we call a Veterans Asset Protected Trust in our office. And it's a type of irrevocable trust that has a lot of flexibility, so you can still maintain control over your assets in as much as possible. Also, a lot of times you can be disqualified, not disqualified, but you won't receive either the full benefit or your benefits will be reduced if you have too much income and not enough unreimbursed medical expenses. So the VA calculates what's called income for VA purposes, and if income minus unreimbursed medical expenses is a positive number, then your benefits are going to be reduced dollar for dollar until they reach nothing. So what happens if you go into the VA and you may have $5,000 a month in income and only $2,500 a month in unreimbursed medical expenses? Well, the VA is probably going to tell you that you just aren't going to qualify for the full benefit, or you won't receive anything at all. They're not going to tell you that there are options available for you. For example, a lot of times there are individuals who are getting some help by a family member, maybe a child, maybe a relative or somebody else is helping out. They're either living in the house or they may be not too far away, and they're basically helping to ensure that there's a protective environment. They're following up regularly, maybe making phone calls to see how mom or dad are doing, to Maybe they're helping out a little bit with their finances, or maybe they're actually providing some hands-on care, or they're arranging to work with other individuals to provide that care. In that case, all we got to do is turn around and pay you. So we set up a legal caregiver agreement that says we're legally going to pay you, and that can increase the unreimbursed medical expenses. So there's a lot of things we can do if you know what you're doing and you're a real expert in this area, as well as, you know, making sure that we qualify based upon assets as well. And there are a lot of things we can do, including moving assets into a special kind of box. But remember, we started off saying, you know, plan early, plan as soon as possible. And the reason is that you may not be able to immediately qualify. We may have to wait 6 months, a year, maybe 3 years for you to be able to qualify for benefits. So if we do it today, 3 years from now, you're going to start being able to receive that money. And let's say, you know, you're a bit younger and you're not ready to do all this planning now, which I would still suggest you do, but we've talked about on another show how to have the right kind of power of attorney in place as part of your overall estate plan. So if we have that flexible elder law power of attorney that we talked about on a previous show, one that allows us to do this shifting of assets, set up a special kind of trust in the future, then you know, then we may be able to do that planning when the time comes, when you think you need it. But again, not doing it immediately means you may not be able to qualify immediately. But at least there's options. If you happen to lose capacity, your children can still do this planning for you.
That's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
So it's like so procrastination is not something you'd want to, you know, whatever you call it. You don't want to be a person that procrastinates. You want to get on this as soon as possible, because the longer you wait, the more it costs, the more you're losing, basically.
That's correct. And let's not forget that all this planning that we've been talking about not only will qualify you for veterans benefits if you happen to be a veteran or surviving spouse, but in addition, it can qualify you for long-term care Medi-Cal if you need to rely on those benefits as well. And if you're not a veteran or a surviving spouse listening to this show, then all this planning we're talking about is just as applicable to Medi-Cal as well. There are very different rules with VA benefits in Medi-Cal. So, again, that's why you need somebody who really is an expert and understands that what we do to qualify for veterans benefits might affect and jeopardize Medi-Cal eligibility down the road, or vice versa. So we want to take a look at the big picture and not just focus on veterans benefits in a vacuum. And that's why sometimes if you go to somebody who says, you know, that's all I do is veterans benefits, they may be an attorney, they may not be an attorney, that you may be doing yourself a real big disservice, that they are not able to take a look at the whole big picture of things.
Whole picture, yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. This is really, really amazing stuff. But I'm afraid, Jerry, we've kind of come to the time zone here.
Yes.
But I'll tell you, it was a gold mine of information.
Thank you. I'd like to tell people where to find us. You can call us at 818-905-6088. We'll waive any consultation fee if you say you heard us on Baby Boomer Benefits. Also, don't forget, text the word VET, V-E-T, to 818-532-5332, and we'll give you a free digital guide on veterans benefits along with our book that's coming out very soon that you'll get as well free. And thanks, Jim. Love being a part of this show, and look forward to seeing you all next week at the same time.
What's the name of your book? Unraveling the Secrets?
Well, we don't want to give away the title yet until it's actually published, but yes.
Oh, no, that was okay. Yeah, I was reading the wrong line. All right, well, Jerry, thank you much, and I think everybody's been taking notes. I have a lot of veterans that can't wait to come on board, and we're going to start opening up a few lines. But with that, guys, we're out of time again. It goes by so fast, and I want everybody to just try to stay up on top of this, because if you don't, you fall behind, and it's a loss, you know. So we want to have a winning situation here and have a better retirement, a more prosperous retirement. But with that, I think we're out of time here. So I just want to let everybody know Radio Boomers Live, and remember August 30th. Tune in live. The event's sold out, but you'll be able to watch it. So till then, keep motivated, keep moving, and keep the faith. So we got Radio Boomers Live is signing out.
Thank you for listening to Radio Boomers Live with your hosts, Reatha Gray, Star Betty White's Off Their Rockers, and eZ's dad, Jim Zuley. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Radio Boomers Live. Radio Boomers Live is brought to you by the eZWay Broadcasting Network. That's the letter E, the letter Z, Broadcasting Network.